Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Today is Thursday in a very long week. Thursday, May 9th. It's a great day. It's just bright in New York and sunny. I'm feeling just like the sun is shining out of my ass today, and that's it.
It is a very long week, but once it's Thursday, we're gung-ho now. We're home free.
I know, but it's just like Thursday's supposed to feel like... But I don't feel that way.
I feel that way because the first half of the week was very busy catching up on stuff, meetings, etc. Today we just have like some low-key things to do. We're recording a very fun Patreon episode today with John Targon about Met Gala fashion and really getting into the weeds on everything. And I really am looking forward to his expertise.
Me too.
Because a lot of people have said that we could use some.
Yeah, no, like apparently I'm not what you would call like a fashion aficionado, which is just insulting, but I guess it's better that we have a fashion like connoisseur alongside us just to give us a little, respect.
It's also not true. Like, you are a fashion aficionado.
I mean, my fucking romper's from Amazon. Like, if that's not a fashion aficionado, then I don't know what is.
That's a super cute romper. It's very 2019 Kim Possible.
It also comes in a variety of colors. So I'm thinking, now that I like the fit, of getting a few more.
Did you buy it from one of your favorite bloggers?
Of course I did.
And if you get a few more, like, will they get the commission?
I don't think so. And just like to go back to her Instagram story to find the swipe up is like too much work for me.
Yeah.
Even though it would be the right thing to do.
It would be the right thing to do. But she already got commission off of this, so Claudia's looking beautiful and someone's making money. That's always a good thing.
I've been wearing like bare legs for 2 days in a row with non-shaven legs. And you know what can you see my leg hair from there?
Nope.
You know what's just opening my eyes to? It's like, no one can see your leg hair. So like, why are we always shaving it?
No one can see your leg hair until they can. And then it's like, for that, maybe you get seated next to someone at a dinner, your leg brushes up against someone else, or you're outside and the light just hits you just wrong, and then it's just there for the world to see.
But like, you have what, blonde leg hair? Mm-hmm. That like, it would take a lot for someone to see your leg hair.
No, I get away with so many more days of not shaving than most people with darker leg hair.
From where I stand right now, like I could see my own leg hair, but like it doesn't matter.
I can see what looks to be like hair follicles, yes. I guess.
It's what looks to be. That doesn't mean that they are.
Well, yesterday was just like such a depressing day for my self-esteem. I don't know what particularly went wrong for me.
Literally, I've been feeling that way for like a week, and literally in the car today, I was like about to cry. Wait, you want to hear the funniest story? So I just like put on my Instagram today that I've just been feeling like actually like a moose. Like, and I feel like I've been doing so many things to try and make myself feel better. Like I got my lips done. Like it made me feel worse. Like I just can't get ahead of my own insecurities. And I put on my stories, I'm like, does anyone else ever just feel like a lull in confidence? And everyone was like, I was just reading my DMs and they were actually making me feel better. Everyone was like, you're great, you're beautiful. And someone wrote me this message. They were like, don't be upset. Like you're doing so much every day, having such an impact on acceptance. I'm like, am I some sort of freak? Like the way that I look, like that I need to be accepted? That like made me feel so much worse. Obviously that's the only one I'm like harping on, not all the other beautiful messages.
Right. No, yesterday was particularly, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I was just like not feeling myself. Like first of all, the way that dress I wore on the show yesterday, like did me no favors, but I had a migraine, so I just had to be comfortable. Then we went to a meeting, whatever, I put on a whatever dress. And then last night, we went to a restaurant opening, and I was actually like looking forward to it. I was getting my hair blown out. I was gonna, have the time to do my makeup, pick out whatever I wanted to wear. And I did all of those things, and I never felt worse. And I was putting on these dresses, and my legs were so pale that I actually put on leg self-tanner because like that's how insecure I was feeling. And then I just wore pants.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think maybe it's the time of year, like everyone's transitioning out of like their winter bodies, like pale legs, hairy legs. There's something definitely in the air, like with this time of year where people just like aren't feeling their best. And I'm like feeling it so hard, and I don't ever remember the last time I felt this way, and like it's a terrible feeling.
It's a terrible feeling. I'm feeling like I need to start getting spray tans just for my everyday life, not just special occasions.
Oh, you know what's so funny? Thank you for reminding me. I was actually thinking about getting a spray tan today, just like for the weekend.
I could partake.
But like at like just the booth.
Okay, I
like
could partake.
Easy, like
I could partake in that as well. I'll have to get the self-tanner off my legs, but
yeah, actually your legs do look good.
Thank you.
Which one did you use?
Oh my God, now I could see where I fucked it all up.
I
used one from European Wax Center, but I never even think that it works, but look at these streaks. But it's not their fault, it's my fault, because I was just like throwing it on like moisturizer. I wasn't actually thinking that it might work.
I think I just need some sun. I don't know, like there's there's something missing in my life and I can't figure out what it is. But I'm also just being an ungrateful twat. Like, I just need to stop.
No, but also I think the issue is that it's spring, so we're dressing for spring, but it's still cold and the sun's not out. So like I'm bearing arms, but the sun's not like shining down on me and giving me a glow. So I'm like in the middle of winter with my pale self and my legs. Yesterday I put on a light purple dress that I almost wore, and like if you just took a picture of my legs.
So it would be the same color as your dress?
No, like you would have thought it was a 7-year-old woman's legs.
No, totally. Like, I don't know how to get out of this funk, but it's like starting to take a toll on me.
You know what I think we need to do? I think we need to go on a trip where we get a suntan, and then that will carry us into the summer.
Okay, I think so too, but like I've recently decided to make the decision to like stop sitting in the sun so much, just because like, you know, cancerous rays.
But you could just wear sunscreen.
Yeah, but then you don't get tan.
No, but wear like SPF 15, you'll get a nice beachy glow. You put in a little more work, but it's okay.
No, I think I'm just going to stick to spray tans.
The sun's not like, yes, the sun can be harmful, but the sun is a wonderful organism.
I definitely need some vitamin D for sure.
You know, people have been sitting in the sun for years.
Totally. But people have also been getting cancer for years.
No, but like the sun has been around since the dinosaurs. Like,
yeah.
No, they're gone too.
Do you ever just feel like the Spanx you're wearing, like, don't cut it?
Of course.
I think I've actually officially outgrown Spanx. Like, I need something tighter. I actually ordered something new today. It's like supposed to be fupa specific.
Fupa friendly?
Yeah.
The worst is when like you're wearing Spanx and you're complaining that you feel fat and someone says, well, why don't you put on Spanx?
Well, why don't you eat my ass?
Because I'm wearing Spanx and a corset.
Well, we transitioned from earlier this week complaining about being sick to today just complaining about being ugly. So this is just the morning complaint. So without further ado, if it's okay with everyone, we are going to stop complaining and we are going to dive right into the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Okay, first story, a little update from yesterday. Meghan and Harry have had their bebe, and right after we wrapped yesterday, the name came out, and the name is Archiekins. It's Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor.
I love the name Archie. I do think it's odd that Archie, I thought, is more of like a nickname, like short for Archibald or whatever.
Right. So, yeah, it's interesting that it's like naming your kid Jackie instead of Jacqueline.
Or like Vicky.
They could have done Archibald Harrison and called him Archie.
Or it's like naming your kid Aunt Vicky.
And Sneeches. But I think they're just so progressive. I fucking love the name Archie. Like, I would have been here if, like, Theo's name was almost Archie and he would have been a wonderful Archie. But I just love it for people as well. And I'm loving that now that it's a royal name, it will be a classic name forever.
Yeah.
So it's a safe name to name your children if anyone out there was, like, worried. But it is also, like, a lot of dogs' names, mostly just Shannon Medora.
Oh, so I was just going to say, it's like, when I think of Archie, I always think of Shannon Medora's dog because I loved the name so much and I almost named Theo Archie. Or I think of Riverdale.
Right.
There's just like so many things. It's like when I think of George, I only think of Prince, the Little Prince. I sometimes think of George Stephanopoulos, but that's it.
You don't think of Curious George?
No, I don't. Like
you don't think of George of the Jungle?
They've pretty much owned that name. But then for like Archie, I think of Archie from Riverdale. I think of Archie the dog, like Archie the comic. Like there's just a lot of things I think of before I think of Meghan Markle's baby. Maybe that's what she wanted.
Yeah, and I'm so here. I'm so here for it. I love the name. I think it's so cute, and it has homage to Archibald, which is apparently an ancestor of Princess Diana's. So they're paying their respects.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Archibald?
Homage.
Oh, that's homage.
No, you said like a hard G. You said homage.
I said homage.
I say J, but I feel like that's an asshole. I think
it's-
Olivia says homage.
I say
But
homage.
Olivia pronounces things weird. She says Hiroshima when everyone knows it's Hiroshima.
We all pronounce things yours, but I say homage.
Homage.
Homage, fromage.
It's like maj paj, osh kosh bagage.
Bookies revealed just 60 bets were placed on Archie at 100 to 1 odds, amounting to exactly $130.
What was the most bet on name?
Ooh, Arthur, James, Philip, and Albert.
Arthur wasn't super off. I feel like
No.
the kid's name could have been Arthur and Archie for short.
No, and yeah, it was like they went down the path of Arthur,
Right.
and then they landed on Archie.
It's like Harry's real name is Harold?
Harrison? Is that why he's Archie Harrison?
Oh, duh.
Mountbatten Windsor.
It's weird that Prince William was never called Will.
And it's weird, the whole Mountbatten of it all, because if you watch The Crown, that's Prince Philip's family name, and he wanted his wife to take his name. And she was like going to, and it was a whole thing, and then Winston Churchill was like, you can't take his name. Like, the Windsors, it's a bigger thing than you and him. So now he's hyphenated.
I just can't believe that the great-grandparents are, like, still alive, you know?
I know.
As, like, Jewish people who, like, barely have grandparents, like, we have no grandparents.
don't.
I just can't even imagine having 2 great-grandparents. Like, what a life.
Yeah.
What a bloodline. What a time.
What a time. So much family.
So much family, so much heritage, so much intergenerational activity.
Agreed.
You know, that's the thing about being royal. It's like the intergenerational activity is always popping.
But that's also like the Kardashians have MJ, and like she's their.
I think about that a lot.
The kid's great grandmother, and like that's so special.
Totally.
Anyways, excited for the whole Windsor family.
Oh, Harry's full name is Henry. That's weird.
Oh.
I actually love the name Henry, and I'm going to put it out there as a possible name for one of my children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna claim that.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim a few, actually, if we're just doing that right now. I do like Henry, I also like Harry, but you can't have both. I think I might like Harry better. Harry Dubin's like slightly ruining that for everyone, though. I also like, you know when like you like a name, I think I've said this on the show before, and then you meet someone with that name and like it automatically like it's the worst name ever?
Of course.
Like I have had a name in my soul forever, and then I
Same.
met a girl. You know who it is, right?
No.
I'll tell you later.
Do you know who mine is?
No, if I say it, like she's a popular Instagrammer. And
So
I met
is
her.
mine.
Oh.
Do we have the same name?
100%.
No, I have, like, there were two names that I was obsessed with. One of them I will not say because it's been ruined. And the other one was Snow, which no one likes. But I've loved it for years now. So if I still love it when I have a baby, I might name it that. But now I've kind of rerouted on my baby names, and I might be going down a path of, like, a theme. And I love a theme.
Yeah, but see, the thing
But
is,
I don't
if you're
wanna-
changing up your baby names, like, so much, like, trendy, it's like, maybe you should go for something a little bit more classic.
No, but it's not trendy. It's like sometimes I'll see a name and I'm like, I love that name. And then I look at the history of it. I'm like, have people been being named this for years? What's the oldest person with this name and what's the youngest person with this name?
Jackie, this is the first time in my life I'm going to say this. You just talked so fast, like I actually didn't understand you. You just swallowed like 4 words.
Which words?
I don't even know what you just said.
Which words?
I don't even know.
That's crazy.
Oh, sorry, let me just put it out there just because in case any of the sisters want to steal it. Like, I have proof that I had these names first. So, Harry Henry, one of those
Okay.
two. It's weird. I only think of boy names. Maybe that's like a sign from
I
God.
only think of girl names.
Oh, weird.
I don't have
Maybe
one.
my sons will date your daughters.
Like
No.
Game of Thrones.
I love Ruben for a boy with the short Ruby, but I also like Ruby for a girl.
If I could, I would like, it goes with what I'm doing,
know.
an avenue that I'm going down, and I would love to take Ruby.
No, I
as
know,
a
but
girl.
like Ruben is like such like a nice Jewish, like the tribe of
It's
Reuben.
also our grandpa's
It was our
name.
grandfather's name, and it's like, I think it's better suited for a man.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
I also
there.
like the name Michael, which was our dad's name.
Right, but one person can't have all the family names.
That's
so
true.
You
So
get
I
one.
got Ruben. I want Ruben, please. I'm putting it out
Okay,
there.
and I'm putting out there that I want Ruby, so we'll cross
Could we
that
have a
bridge.
Ruben and a Ruby? No, that's like so annoying.
We could have a Max and a Ruby.
But could we have
Max
a
and
but Jackie,
Ruby.
But Jackie, I have a question. Could we have a Ruby and Max? Ba da da da. Wow, great.
You
great.
should have a Max and I'll have a Ruby.
I don't like the name Max.
Okay.
But yes, the name that we're referring
No
to
offense.
is probably the same. I met someone a few years ago with this name and was so like disgusted by her. Like her just whole vibe was so terrible that I immediately hated the name. And it had been on my list since I met a girl in middle school and it was her middle name. And I'm like, that's the coolest name.
Yeah.
And now I can't do it anymore. So like annoying Instagram thirst monsters are just like out here ruining names, you know?
Someone just said, Ruben stuttered.
Why? He gives great, he's someone who can bear the name Ruben. It's really meant for
Yeah.
like a strong, you know, powerful person.
Yeah. And then it's like
Clay
no, and also whatever-
Aiken couldn't be named Ruben.
Here's the problem. Whatever your name is, it's like you look up to people with that name. Look at me, Jackie O. So if the person that you know that you ruined the name for you is a public figure, then your son or daughter will look at that person and like, you know, relate to them and might want to be like them. And that's the problem.
Right, so growing up, I was inspired by Claudia Schiffer because she was literally the only person on planet Earth with the name. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm a model.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where my confidence stems from, like just thinking I was born from the namesake of a model.
No, from thinking you were Claudia Schiffer.
Right, no, and like anytime an older person met me, they were like, what's your name? I'm like, Claudia. They're like Schiffer. And I'm like, that's the one. So I guess that kind of model mentality really stuck with me throughout the years.
Right. So I believe that Meghan and Harry's baby will be watching a good amount of Riverdale in their time. I really do.
I mean, I didn't stop seeing memes about like Archie, Riverdale, Betty, like so stupid. But I was really surprised that KJ Appa didn't say anything because like he's a funny guy and like I just thought he would have addressed it on his Instagram stories or something.
Totally.
And he did a weird Instagram story yesterday about Kylie lip kits. So like
I saw that.
So like why wouldn't he do something
He could have just been
more
like, welcome
pertinent?
to the club.
Right. The Archie Club.
Yeah. And then there's like another show that's like an adult show called Archie, right? You know it?
No.
There is a show called Archie that's like has nothing to do with the
I've
comics.
never heard of it.
You're
Have you
missing
watched
out.
this Netflix show Dead to Me?
No, but I've been hearing great
Me
things.
too.
I might check it out.
Me too.
I might check it out.
But I just feel as if it's important to honor the names of those before you. But I don't like when people like copy the names so much. You know, it's like You can be inspired by a name,
yeah.
you know? It's just important to keep your heritage, you know, a good part of your future. And that's what 23andMe is all about.
All about.
That's what I did my 23andMe, and I immediately felt more connected to my ancestry, to my heritage, and to my intergenerational relationships, which is so important.
It's key.
It's key. And I think 23andMe is actually a great gift for Mother's Day.
Because if you don't know where you come from, how can you know where you're going?
Well, if you have a GPS, you can know where you're going.
No, but in your soul.
I actually think 23andMe is a great and like thoughtful gift for Mother's Day. And for a limited time only, 23andMe is taking $30 off their health and ancestry kit until May 13th. At 23andMe, Health and Ancestry Kit is the perfect gift for Mother's Day. Celebrate what makes mom special with personalized genetic insights on her health, traits, and more. With 23andMe's Health and Ancestry Kit, she can discover how her genes may influence her health and more with over 125 personalized genetic reports that feature information on her traits and health like genetic weight, caffeine consumption, sleep movement, and much more. Interesting. With 23andMe's Trait Report, mom can learn how her DNA influences her facial features, taste, smell, and other traits. Oh my God. This Mother's Day, give $30 off, 23andMe's Health and Ancestry at 23andme.com/toast. That's the numbers 23andme.com/toast. $30 off, 23andme.com/toast. And the offer ends on May 13th. So if you need a last minute Mother's Day gift, you can get $30 off your 23andMe kit if you go now.
Speaking of descendants, do you want to hear an interesting factoid that I just read in this article that I
Please.
missed? The middle name Harrison derives from Harry's son.
Duh.
Interesting.
And so does the last name Goldman derive from the gold man?
The man of gold.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
definitely.
my God, another Friends reference that you won't understand, but Phoebe made a great call once. It's like there's last names like Goldman and, you know, Bergman. But Spider-Man why isn't he Spider-Man?
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of people with great names that are great role models, do you know who I'm talking about?
Great name, great role model. Kim Kardashian?
Great guess. Olivia Culpo.
Oh.
Blast.
Olivia Culpo.
The name is Olivia, which is a great name.
It's a great name.
And if you want to give birth to a winner, I would recommend naming your kid Olivia.
Me too.
Olivia Culpo blasts married celebs who messaged her after Danny Amendola split.
Say that again?
Olivia Culpo is blasting married celebs who slid into her DMs after she split with Danny.
Ooh.
Olivia Culpo is feeling tempted to call out some of the men who slid into her DMs after she split from ex Danny Amendola, she revealed on the Jenny McCarthy show Wednesday. Quote, you know how many people I want to out, the social media influencer said? Quote, nothing irks me more.
Really, that's how she's getting introed?
I know.
Who wrote this?
Page 6.
Okay, she's fully a model.
Model, influencer,
Businesswoman. Celebrity.
mogul.
Mogul, yeah.
Nothing irks me more than when someone slides into my DMs. She said messaging her on Instagram is her #1 red flag, warning those who have reached out to her with a girlfriend or wife.
Oh my God,
I'm going to put you on blast. I really want to screen cap all of them and just be like, hey, all of you guys, tell your wives that they need to leave, the model added. I'm offended that you think that I would even take the bait, honestly. Although Culpo said repeatedly she wants to blast the famous married men who flirted with her, she didn't reveal any names.
Ooh, shady. I feel like celebrity DMs are just so interesting.
So interesting and like, okay, let's play a fun game.
Yeah.
Who's messaging Olivia Culpo?
I feel as if it's definitely athletes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, imagine if it was like Eric Decker.
I know. You know why? I got that vibe of like someone in the country world.
Just because like, I don't know.
He's not that stupid.
No, oh my God. By the way, to do this, you have to be borderline like dumb.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Not even to be a married person messaging girls on Instagram, which is idiotic, but also messaging fellow celebrities who have a platform to out you.
Yeah, I wish she like would have outed them just because like that would have been epic. But there are people like probably shaking in their boots, you know,
No, totally.
laying next to their wives in beds, like going to sleep but can't sleep because Olivia Culpo's keeping them up.
Okay, let's play another game. Who should message Olivia Culpo?
Matt Harvey.
I need to really think on this. We talk about this all the time, and I still can't find a man who's worthy of her charms.
Because maybe like it really is like a blessing to be so beautiful and like perfect because like there's literally no one out there good enough for her.
And smart and talented and ambitious and beautiful.
And busy.
Phillips.
Tonight.
No longer.
Tomorrow. Busy.
Okay.
No, honestly, she was busy yesterday, but tomorrow's looking
Tomorrow's wide
wide
open.
open.
Well, May 16th. When's
It's her
that?
final show?
Yeah.
I actually will be watching it because I want to see what cringy like song she does with her nightgown.
Yeah, I think she'll just do the one cringe.
You know what's so funny
song.
is like ever since her show got canceled, her show has been in the news more than ever. Like I've heard so much about Busy Tonight now that it's canceled.
Yeah.
Like the people only started to care like once it was too late.
She was nominated for
Critics' Choice Award, and she opened up last night, 2 nights ago, because they passed this like new terrible law about abortions in Georgia, and she opened up that she had gotten an abortion. I think it was like hoping to help others, which was brave.
Very brave. Did you watch Rohoni last night?
No.
Oh my! I thought you might not watch it.
We had a late night.
We had a late night. It was crazy. It was.
I will watch today.
The outreach aspect of it reminded me because they do a charity event and it's bonkers. Like I literally, my hand, like it was crazy.
Okay, I didn't watch, but I will.
Finally, the drama of
finally.
No, but it wasn't even like crazy in a housewives sort of way. It was like a what is going on sort of way. It was so crazy.
Oh.
And did you watch the week before where Ramona was like social climbing at that?
No, I'm 2 weeks
ball?
behind.
Oh, okay. You got to catch up.
So I will catch up.
You got to catch up so we can talk about nothing. Okay, next story. Next 3 stories are a little different, just switching things up around here. Massive cache of 1,000 guns seized from a Bel-Air mansion connected to Gettys. A man was arrested Wednesday after authorities seized more than 1,000 guns.
Ooh, gum? What kind? Orbit?
Yeah, no, I think it was extra.
Read all about it.
From a home in Holmby Hills, authorities said. Officials received an anonymous tip about a person illegally manufacturing and selling guns in a home in the 100 block of North Beverly Glen Boulevard, said Officer Mike Lopez. As part of an ongoing joint investigation, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the LAPD served a search warrant to the home at 4 a.m. The ATF said in a statement that its agents searched the home after discovering an individual illegally selling firearms outside the scope of federal firearm license that the individual possesses. The federal agency added that they have no reason to believe the public is in danger. The man's name has not been released, but he was arrested on suspicion of unlawful transportation and giving, lending, or selling an assault weapon, according to LAPD.
Okay, so I requested to talk about this story because I've literally never in my life seen a photo of 1,000 guns.
Yeah.
And it's shocking. And it's just so weird because all these people were this guy was just living next to all these celebs, probably waving to them on his way home, and it's like the Lovely Bones. Mm-hmm. It's you just see your neighbor, he's just Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
But you walk inside his house and he's a freak with a doll fetish who has Susie Salmon laying in his basement.
And he's Stanley Tucci.
Stanley, oh my God. I will literally never think about Stanley Tucci other than when you convinced us you were sitting next to him in Coach.
I was.
No,
it was extra legroom.
No, you weren't.
We were on a flight home from LA the day after the Oscars or Golden Globes, and I was sitting next to Stanley Tucci. I was in the window and he was in the aisle, and we were in an exit row, so there was extra legroom, and I was watching Spotlight, and he was in it.
Okay, I watched Spotlight that flight as well, and I just have to say, what a movie. But so we all believed Jackie, even though it didn't make any sense that he was just nominated for an Oscar and I was coming back to New York on Coach. No, I don't think so.
I mean, first class was sold out. You gotta get back.
We literally were deplaning. I look at Jackie. There's a bald guy. He had glasses. He was so not Stanley Tucci.
The only thing that didn't measure up was he was a little tall for what I thought Stanley Tucci would look like, but it was totally him.
But Stanley Tucci is a true actor. Do you know what I mean? Because only someone as talented and dynamic as him could play The Devil Wears Prada, assistant designer, while also crazy serial killer, The Lovely Bones.
While also Hunger Games,
right.
Caesar.
Broadcaster to the stars.
Interesting. I love him. If
Me too.
he's in a movie, it's a good movie.
That's true. Whatever Stanley Tucci puts his approval on, I will see, maybe even in theaters.
Yeah, I was actually listening to some talk radio this morning in the car.
You were?
And speaking of Spotlight, the Pope passed a new law ordinance, and anytime I hear the Pope saying something to the what are they called? The people, the priests. I'm just oh, so it's about assault. And it was.
Always.
That he passed a new law that all priests and figures and have to report sexual assault and bring it all the way up, and that whistleblowers will not be punished. And it's just that whole thing is still so crazy to me.
No, and you know what? It's actually annoying me.
Please elaborate.
Because it's it's a church, It's supposed to be a safe space, and it's been exposed so many times. And I was actually had this thought process yesterday with Michael Jackson, because Madonna came out and she was what happened to being guilty to proving innocent? And it's I just thought Hollywood...
It's actually the opposite. Innocent.
Sorry, that's
guilty.
what I meant. But
it's funny that that's what you think now, because that's the world that we live in.
No, it's Hollywood really shapes culture and shapes the way people think. So now I've just kind of been yeah, we believe survivors, because that's what all the celebrities and you should believe victims who speak out against assault. So that's where my mindset was at, because I've been, I think, persuaded in a positive way by Hollywood. But then it's okay, Michael Jackson. survivors should be believed. They're like, oh no, we never said that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Madonna's like, what is with this, the world turning on to him? I thought you were innocent and shouldn't prove guilty. I'm like, well, you said before we should believe it. So I'm just feeling conflicted by what I'm supposed to believe because Hollywood's telling me one thing and then they're doing another. So it's like, who should I be influenced by? And
that is so true.
Right? No, because it's like really, Hollywood, at least they pretend to be like, they do what's right and what's just and they try and be on the right side of history even though it's so corrupt behind the scenes. The face they put out is like, we are good and righteous.
And there are so many people in Hollywood who are good, who are trying to push a lot of women
platform.
and like use their platform, but there's still so much that goes on that's so dark.
So a lot of like what I believe and like and my beliefs like change over the years always, but I really find myself like heavily influenced by what celebrities say just because like I love pop culture and I'm just like really like heavily persuaded by their opinions. So it's like, I mean, I didn't even think of sexual assault like as much as I do now. Like when I was like a teenager, like it just like wasn't as heavy of a conversation, but now it's in every conversation, Time's Up, and it's great. So I'm like, yeah, I was like, I never even thought about it before, but like, of course we believe survivors, even though like in the law of the court, you're innocent and proven guilty, but like, no, you should believe survivors, it's very brave of them, and Hollywood helped me see the light. And then I'm like, okay, but so why doesn't that pertain to Michael Jackson?
Right. Right. Do you think it's because they're men? And like
no, because even because the victims are men.
Yeah, like maybe or not even maybe subconsciously. It's like we believe survivors because more often than not, survivors are women. And now that the survivors here are men, like maybe people have trouble reconciling.
I never thought of it like that. I thought of it more. It's like because it's Michael.
Right. I think that too. I think it's like a combination of things, and also I just think it's a mass amount of hypocrisy.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Double down on the hypocrisy over here.
Totally. I'm glad that this story has gotten.
I just wish someone would explain it to me. Like, when do we believe survivors, and when are you innocent until proven guilty?
Well, I think every case is different, and so yes, like believe survivors, but then there are those stories that come out, like remember that Rolling Stone, that are awful, that like discredit so many survivor stories.
Jussie.
And then it makes that statement where like we believe survivors, it makes people able to like, poke holes in that.
Yeah.
So each case is different, but I think overall, like believe people who are brave and putting themselves out there and saying things that they have
nothing to gain
from.
Yeah. I just find the Michael Jackson of it all really interesting. And
Did you ever watch The Keepers on Netflix?
No, I can't.
Oh my God.
I can't.
You would have so many more opinions about the Catholic
Church. I have
Church.
like a low threshold for things like that.
I know, but
like all I think about now is like all the gory details of Michael Jackson's assault because they were so in depth in that documentary that like it was actually a little too much. Like I was like sick.
The Keeper. I'm just gonna like brief synopsis of The Keepers and just talk about
one thing.
It's a documentary series, so I think it's like 6 to 8 episodes, and it starts with this nun who was found murdered in somewhere in New England. She was a nun at a school, and so the people who are looking into why she died uncover a whole series of other things. So it starts with her death and who killed her, but they never even solve that. They just find out what she died for, and it was like there was so much abuse going on in the school that she worked for, and like the abuse, like the girls in school who were abused, like it went so deep. Like not only would she go to the parish or the priest or whatever, and like he would abuse her, but like he would bring in like local police officers, and it's like, and they would abuse her, and it's like when you can't trust your religion and you can't trust law enforcement, like.
Oh my, that's horrible.
You can't go to anyone. You cannot go to anyone.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
And like then a tactic of like a lot of the priests who would abuse children is like they can't go to their parents because their parents rely so heavily on the church.
Right.
So like they take away their parents, they take away religion, they take away belief,
Yeah.
and they take away the law.
Oh my God,
like
that's
what do you
horrible.
have left?
I can't watch stuff like that. It's so
Horrible.
sad.
So anyways, I'm glad that ordinance is finally passed, Pope Francis. But like, how is sexual assault just like ever just like, oh, you don't report it. Don't tell me that.
Right,
How is
right.
it ever a law where it was like, don't run it up the chain?
No, totally.
Just switch them to another school. I can't. And I shan't. And I won't. Fourth story, interessant. I love talking about her because I don't know how I feel about her. Amanda Knox to return to Italy for the first time since acquittal.
I have to tell you, like, I am completely well-versed in all things pop culture, celebrities, and I literally know nothing about Amanda Knox. Like,
There's just one documentary that explains it all, and that's all I know about her.
and who did she kill, supposedly?
Her roommate in Italy when they were abroad.
And she's just a girl from America?
Yes, who went abroad in Italy.
And so she got away with it.
She was in jail for a long time in Italy, but then she wasn't convicted, and now she's home and like making a life in America, and it's so up in the air about what happened.
Do you think she did it?
Like, I really don't know.
Did the documentary sway like one way?
She was in it, so it definitely makes you sympathetic towards her and what she went through, and she definitely was probably treated unfairly by the media, but if she is a murderer, then
that's what you get.
Right, then that's not unfair, but if she isn't, then you feel so bad. So I definitely think it's somewhere in the middle where, like, she knew more than she let on because she did lie along the way, but she was also like in interrogations under distress, and sometimes you just say the thing they want you to say so that they'll stop asking you the question.
Yeah.
After like so many hours. That's what I remember about the documentary. But anyway, she was invited to attend a June conference organized in Modena by the Criminal Chamber of the Northern City and the Italy Innocence Project. So I guess they assume she's innocent.
Honestly, the Italy Innocence Project sounds like something Amanda Knox started. You know?
Amanda Knox is returning to Italy.
It's too specific. It's like the Italy Innocence Project for people whose names begin with A.
And end with A. Amanda Knox is returning to Italy for the first time since she was convicted and imprisoned, but ultimately acquitted in the murder and sexual assault of her British roommate in the Hilltop University town of Perugia. The American was invited to attend a conference June 14th and 15th, organized in Modena by the Criminal Chamber of the Northern City and the Italy Innocence Project, which seeks to help people who have been convicted of crimes they did not commit. Knox will be speaking on the role of the media in judicial errors on the last day of the conference. Okay, she could probably speak to that.
Should we go and cover it? Like a live toast from the Amanda Knox Innocence Project?
I don't know. Like, I just don't want to be tangled up with Amanda Knox. And then it's like, if she did do it, like, I don't want, you know.
You know what's so crazy to think about? Like, if the toast was around while Amanda Knox was in college, like, maybe she would have been a toaster.
Or, like, what would have been our take on what was happening?
You know, I always like to think, like, would I have thought, you know, was Monica Lewinsky complicit or was she a victim?
Right. Like, would I have been one of the people who, like, Monica Lewinsky talks about now as, like, having, like, destroyed her?
Right. So when we were on Access Hollywood, I was on something. Oh, yeah, no, it was Access Hollywood. The entire episode, like, leading up was, like, they kept teasing this documentary they were doing on Monica Lewinsky, and they, like, were giving sneak peeks of it. And it really got me thinking. I'm like, I wonder what my stance would have been. Like, was she just, like, a sleuthy intern? Or was she taken advantage of? Like, honestly, I don't know, but she was treated like a whore when I think she was just a kid.
Right.
You know, and it's weird that, like, Amanda Knox is famous for being, like, an alleged murderer. But, like, Monica Lewinsky's, like, famous for being an intern who had sex with the president. You know, like, there's just weird things to be famous for.
Yeah, it's all weird. I watched her on, like, a piece of her interview on John Oliver, and it's like, if John Oliver was on then, he would have been going in on her as much as anyone.
Andy Cohen has her on Watch What Happens Live, and I always think, like, I wonder what Watch What Happens Live would have been saying about this. Like, she would have been the Jackal of the Week.
Oh my God, totally.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
How times
it's also,
change.
if the Monica Lewinsky situation happened in 2019, it would be treated differently. She would be treated differently and spoken about differently as a woman than she was in the 90s.
Yeah,
we've
totally.
evolved.
Times have changed.
Right.
We've evolved, or have we?
Question
Michael
mark.
Jackson?
Who knows? Anyways, then I was thinking, there was a question in the toasters, like, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be?
I saw, and I have
The obvious choices are obviously, like,
Joan Rivers, Taylor Swift,
Kim Kardashian, etc. But honestly, I want to hear from John Benet Ramsey,
Okay.
Amanda Knox's roommate, and Madeleine McCann, and I want to know what happened, and then I'll make a documentary.
Also, Mrs. Anthony's daughter.
Mrs. Anthony.
Mrs. Casey?
Oh, Casey, yeah, but like...
What's her daughter's name? I just forgot.
Kaylee,
Oh, confusing.
I think. Yes, but
While that would be fun, then you'd also be out to dinner with a bunch of 3-year-olds. It's like so not funny.
No, I don't think it would be fun, but I would get the information. I would get the true story, and like, you know, we could close the book on a lot of these things.
I actually think I would prefer, just for like this hypothetical scenario, to have dinner with Kris Jenner more than I would Kim Kardashian. I feel as if Kris Jenner is truly evolved.
You have more to learn from her.
Yeah, and like if I asked her just questions, and they would have to be honest with me about like anything that I wanted. I would just like ask. Kris knows everything, you know. Kristen knows best.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like finding out some of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Oh, and Amelia Earhart. What happened?
Where are you? Me and Jackie on the street saw the Chrisleys.
We did.
Who did we see? The dad, the son.
I only recognized the dad. I could see that face a mile away. And ever since I saw him on the street, and I know he's in New York, I keep thinking everyone is Chris Chrisley.
You know what? Like their show plays on every fucking network.
And I've never seen an episode.
I kind of like it.
I never really got into it. I watched one episode and I thought they were like too mean to their kids, so I turned it off.
No, yeah, he's like an unnecessarily strict dad when like 4 out of 5 of their kids are just like good kids.
When their kids are good.
Except the kid Chase is like a monster.
Okay.
And like when he was a teenager, he was like always like sneaking out and stuff, and like he deserved to be punished. But like Savannah was like literally God's child, and like she was always being punished.
Yeah, that I don't agree with.
And it's like I was punished so much as a child. I don't want to watch it on TV. I'm glad those days are behind me.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, didn't do it for me. Okay, 5th and final story. Speaking of misbehaving children, hold on. CNBC is serving
and also
me an
went
ad.
Nicole Brown Simpson at that dinner.
No, but I feel like we know what happened to her. And I feel like we know what happened to Kaylee Anthony. Just because Casey wasn't convicted, I don't have questions about what happened.
Yeah, so like Solange Knowles would need to be there and be like, what happened in the elevator?
That would be a great one. So I would go John Bonet, because I could write a book about dinner called My Dinner with John Bonet.
Do you think she would take a picture with you?
She would be a ghost of Sneetch's past, so I don't know how it would like come out, but I would try, sure.
Is this insensitive?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So this one's happened once where we posted a picture of John Bonet and people were like, too soon.
Yeah, no, it's like...
it's been 20 years, and all I'm trying to do is get justice for her.
And all we said was that Hannah G looked like John Bonet.
Yeah, and people were like, it's too soon. So John Bonet, I could write a book called My Dinner with John Bonet Ramsey and tell everything that happened.
It's so funny how there's like sometimes like no threshold for like when you can joke about something. Like at one of my shows, I made a joke about like, who was the president that got assassinated? JFK? Or like they tried to assassinate him? Or they did assassinate him.
JFK or Abraham Lincoln?
JFK. And people were like, oh, at the audience. I'm like, what? What? I'm like, we can joke about it. It was like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess not.
No, it depends on the joke, but like...
No, all I was saying was that like, I feel like if I was a powerful person, like people would be trying to assassinate me all the time. Like John F. Kennedy. And then Jackie O would be like, wah! It's a funny joke.
My co-host.
My husband is dead. Oh no.
That is funny.
Yeah, it was a funny joke. Like nobody thought it was funny, and like I forget what town it was, but like I will be returning.
Totally. No, I think I give you a pass on that. Okay, speaking of misbehaving children, Walmart raises minimum age to buy tobacco to 21 as pressure mounts to curb illegal sales to minors. Walmart will increase the minimum age to buy tobacco products to 21 starting July 1st. Walmart is also in the process of discontinuing sales of fruit and dessert flavored e-cigarettes. The FDA in April threatened to fine Walmart and other retailers for illegally selling tobacco products to minors. Well, there's a difference between like illegally selling tobacco products to people who are under 18 and then having to raise the age to 21. That's just opening now more minors.
So does that include Juul?
So now Juul products, they'll only be tobacco flavors and you can't buy it until you're 21.
Oh, so they're really like...
cracking down.
Yeah. I honestly, like, whenever I hear about these things, like, these rules used to affect me when I was a kid, just, like, trying to get high, you know? Mm-hmm. But now I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. And it's like, sorry, kids. See you later. I'll see you at the next party.
Well, I bought a Juul for the first time before Stagecoach.
What did you feel like in the bodega, like, buying a Juul?
First of all, they carded me. And I was like, how old do you have to be? And they were like, 21. And I was like, okay, so I don't even look 21. Thanks, boys. And then I was just learning so much more. And I was like, how old do you have to be to buy a pack of cigs these days? In the city, it is 21, which is, like, so old.
You want to hear something funny? I went to go buy a Juul before Stagecoach too at like this bodega by my house, like literally dressed like an actual like slob. I had Theo, and I'm just like, please nobody talk to me. And I'm paying, and the girl in front of me had just paid. She's like getting her stuff together, and of course she's like a toaster, and I'm like, oh hi, and she's like totally judging me for the Juul. She's like, really, Juul? I'm like, bitch, you got Marlboro Lights in your hands. You're fucking trash. I'm not.
That's crazy.
She's like, you want to take a picture? I was like, sure.
That's so crazy. No, I mean, it's not my problem because I'm 26 years young, but kids these days, like 21 is kind of old to not be able to buy cigarettes.
But see, it's so weird because what they want to change the age for it. So it's like they keep wanting to make it older and older for like alcohol, cigarettes, but they want to lower the age for voting.
Yeah.
Do you think that's weird?
I think it should be at a certain age, you get all of the responsibilities and all of the privileges. So voting and cigarettes and alcohol should be hand in hand.
And I think that should all be when you're 18.
Yeah, but I think cigarettes and voting at 18 and drinking at 21, I think the drinking age is fine.
Me too.
I wouldn't advocate for anything less, but then do you think then that means what I'm saying is, and I don't know if I agree with what I'm saying, is that the voting age should be 21 or the drinking age should be 18?
No, voting age being 21 is like a little old.
Right, that's really old.
I just like saw on Twitter they were someone suggested like lowering it to 16, and I'm like, when I was 16, like I was truly at Church Street, like literally getting high on my own supply. Like
yeah.
I was not in any way, shape, or form like capable to make decisions like that.
No, I think the voting age at 18 like seems to be working.
And it seems like a good year.
And the drinking age at 21, everyone seems okay with. So now the question is age of tobacco. That's what's changing. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like as a society, we're smoking so much less. Like too little, too late to be changing the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe 10 years ago, like when you could smoke inside. And you knew the effects, but like people just loved to smoke, and smoking was very much a part of culture. Maybe then it would have been a time for 21-years. Like nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, but now
and you can buy Juuls online, so it's like it's so stupid.
But the more that like when you raise that age, there's 3 years of people who will have to go about it illegally, and now people are committing more crimes because they're not going to stop smoking just because you raise the age. They're just going to.
Do you believe the broken window theory?
Which is?
Which is like I think, and I always get it wrong but I think it's like. they're always talking about it on Blue Bloods. It's like, if you decriminalize like really small crimes like public urination, which is like you're not gonna go to jail for that, but like you get thrown in the drunk tank. Like if you decriminalize those little things, like and you let those slide, it leads to like much bigger, like in society. So it's like a broken window, it's like a little crack and then it's like a big. So it's like if you don't make a big deal out of little things, then the big deals become like so much more frequent.
Understood, and I believe it to an extent. However, I think there's a difference between decriminalizing something and letting it slide. Like, I think that public urination should be something that you get worried about getting arrested for.
Me too.
Otherwise, people would, like men mostly, would like publicly urinate all the time.
The example is like people who go under the subway and don't pay for it. They just go under the turnstile. Like, should you get a fine for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's illegal. You're stealing.
Yeah, because why would I ever buy a subway card?
You know, and then it's like, I'm the asshole who's paying for the subway.
Right.
Yeah.
No, like, you should get a fine for it. The punishment shouldn't be, like, massive, but enough to make people not do it. Same with public urination. However, if you are an officer and you find someone publicly urinating, like, I think it's okay to let it slide on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Depends on if you have to make your quota.
Yeah, and also, do you want to just touch someone who just peed? That's where my head's at.
Right. Anyways, that was our fifth story, and, like, what a robust episode today. Just talking about, like,
Politics,
policy, society, sexual assault, statute of limitation, criminal justice reform, alcohol, tobacco, etc.
Etc. So I didn't watch New York. I will do my best to catch up a little bit later today.
Okay.
But what else? Jackie and I have been up for literally 17 hours.
Yeah, we went to a really cool event this morning that we can tell you about next week.
It's confidential. We just signed NDAs, but it was actually quite educational
and pertinent to our situation.
Business. It was nice to be in a business conference for once where like I actually knew what people were talking about.
And like it actually related to me. Like I felt like I was back in the classroom, like learning things that will be useful.
And we have a lot of entrepreneurial toasters who I feel like might really benefit from this platform that we are finding out about.
No, but also just toasters will benefit from it.
Of course.
And they'll find out soon why.
Yeah.
Secret project.
Secret project.
It's actually not our secret project, it's someone else's.
Yeah, so like who are we to be like whistleblowers?
I feel like in the last 24 hours, I've learned so much about new technology.
Yeah.
In an NDA sort of way.
Oh, can I talk about my extremely disappointing experience at Paper Goods yesterday, Paper Source?
Yeah, of course.
I've been talking about how excited I was to go to Paper Source for like 3 days.
As a papyrus ambassador, I'm here for you taking them down.
No, it was just like, first of all, we arrived on what could have been the worst day for planners because like something happened yesterday where all the new 2020 planners were released, but they weren't in stores yet. So it's like I went on the day looking for a 2020 planner when like I couldn't find one. So she's like, yeah, all the planners are in the back on clearance. And I'm like, why would the 2020 planners be on clearance? And I go there and they have like fucking 2018 calendars. I'm like, bitch, I need 2020. So like, come back next week. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come down 100 blocks just to get a fucking planner. So I ended up spending $80, $80 on a new planner. I put in the toasters like, what are the best brands? And everyone said Erin Condren. And I went, it's like totally customizable. It's like, you like monthly. You can make it monthly hard. So I did weekly vertical. You can really edit the pages like how you want. Then you could choose like a bunch of their designs for the cover, or you can upload your own image. So I uploaded an image of Theo.
I saw.
And I'm just like really excited. It was $80, like I didn't even wince.
I didn't realize that the inside is customizable. I'm so happy with my At a Glance monthly. But
so I went to At a Glance before they told me about Erin Condren, and I was just like so supremely disappointed like by the At a Glance aesthetic, and it's so not you.
No, it's not. It's not cool or cute or anything, but it's like what's on the inside is what I need.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my experience at Erin Condren, and that's it.
I just can't believe like you were in the Toasters group yesterday, like asking if we should make a subgroup for people.
There
who
was
use
Toasted Planners.
And like there was a time when like you just weren't on the planner grind.
You know, the thing about planners, it's like heroin. You know, first you're not into it, and then you're like, give me more.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Where's my supply for 2020?
What's on the docket for tomorrow?
Exactly. So yes, I'm really looking forward to my planner coming, and I can't wait to just like show everyone. I'll do an unboxing of my planner.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be a good day.
And I got nice pens at Paper Source. They do have them at Papyrus, but
you know what? It's like I got in the car and I was just like, wait, let me look at the receipt from Paper Source because like I didn't even look. Like, okay, and I got 6 gel pens and a headband. Okay, and when I say headband, I mean it's like a paper headband.
Yeah.
$30.
Oh my God, that's not. I think I spent over $100.
What?
I got like 6 pens and then a pack of gel pens, the headband, ponytail, a pen with a palm on top. Actually, no, maybe I spent like $70.
Out of control.
Yeah, that's the price you pay for planning ahead.
My new planner is spiral on the side, which I feel like will be really good because like I have one that's like bound like a book and it's getting a little like flimsy.
No, I have a spiral and it's just the way
But do you find things in your purse like constantly getting caught in the spiral? That's like my biggest fear.
Well, my issue is that my planner is big. It's like a sheet of paper sized. So I only have it with me when I'm carrying a really big purse, so most of the time it just stays at home. So I have to like go home and check my planner all the time, you know?
I understand.
I can't really be planning on the go.
I plan on the go constantly.
It's my cross to bear.
And my banjo planner at the back has like a million pages for like notes. So I find myself in meetings just like jotting things down.
That's just like so cool.
It's good for my amnesia.
It's good for your brand, like to look like you care.
Right, that's a thing. Okay, guys, we're back tomorrow with our final episode of the week. Thank you so much for a great week. We'll be recapping Real Housewives of New York, hopefully tomorrow if I can find the time to watch 2 episodes that I missed. And thank you all for being here. Have a great day.
Bye.